Welcome back to Underrated Moments. I'm Lim, the writer and today's host. Before we get going, I wanted to remind you that we're holding a 10,000 subscriber giveaway. If you subscribe, watch this video until the very end, and leave a comment, you'll be entered in a random drawing for a Saber Forged lightsaber. Yes, to remind you, this is 100% real. We have the YouTube comment picker app up and running, so again, just subscribe and then comment and you'll be entered. Now, on to the story. Life was fleeting. Even the younglings knew that much. As young Anakin Skywalker watched Master Mace Windu lower the burning tip of a torch to a funeral pyre, the padawan couldn't help but wonder something. He was only 12 years old, not exactly the youngest student in the temple. After all, some of the children in the nursery on Coruscant were barely older than a few months when they were detected and recruited to the Jedi Order. But even though he was a bit older than most, he was still a child. And as he stared at the corpse of Master Yarael Poof, who had just been slain in a mission in the sublevels of Coruscant, Anakin thought about his own life. Ever since the Sith had revealed their return, the death of Jedi seemed to go up at an ever-increasing rate. It started just a few months before the Battle of Naboo, when Mace Windu led a group of Jedi to the Outer Rim to enact Republic justice on a group called the Yinchori. The whole operation was actually concocted by Darth Sidious, who was only a senator at the time. He pushed the Yinchori to invade Republic-friendly systems, and in doing so, he hoped that a few Jedi might die in the Senate's inevitable response. And ever since that conflict, the Jedi casualties seemed to go up. Now, just a few years after Anakin had been plucked from the sand-swept deserts of Tatooine, Master Poof was gone, killed by a terrorist cell that had tried to destroy Coruscant with a doomsday device. "He was among the best of us," Mace Windu said, as the fire of his torch spread along Master Poof's cloak, "and we are diminished by his loss." The fire's glow cast murky, wavering shadows against the brown walls behind them, and as Anakin watched the flames spin in the crisscrossing winds of Coruscant's dusk, he whispered something to his master, Obi-Wan Kenobi. "I've seen too many of these. Is this what awaits me?" For a moment, Kenobi wasn't sure what to say. Anakin was a Jedi, and would soon become a knight. If his journey was anything like Kenobi's own, soon Anakin would ignite his blue lightsaber in combat against innumerable enemies throughout the galaxy. And yes, there was a chance that he could die. Obi-Wan wondered if he should have lied. If he told Anakin that Yarael's fate, death in combat, wasn't very common for a Jedi, would young Skywalker believe him? Then Kenobi reconsidered. Should he have responded the same way that his own master, Qui-Gon Jinn, would have? Whenever Kenobi was conflicted about death and the nature of the Jedi, Jinn would simply tell young Obi-Wan that everything followed the will of the living force. Life, death, and even the lives they took with the swings of their lightsabers came from the will of the Force. When Kenobi considered his options, he thought perhaps Qui-Gon's answer might have sufficed. But before Kenobi had a chance to open his mouth in response, Mace Windu approached the young Anakin. In an uncharacteristic gesture, Mace Windu offered his own answer. "The pyre is the end for which all true Jedi are destined, Anakin Skywalker. Yes, the death of any of us is a sad thing, but Master Poof is one with the Force now." Anakin simply nodded and gave Windu a sign that he had heard his explanation. But Skywalker took a few more moments to digest the words. "The end for which all true Jedi are destined." That was the exact phrase that Master Windu used. Did the wise old master simply mean it literally? That any Jedi in the Order would be served their final rites in a funeral pyre here, in one of the towers of the temple on Coruscant? Or was Windu hinting at the manner in which Master Yarael died? Did his death in combat make him a true Jedi, as Master Windu had put it? If so, in order to live up to the title of true Jedi, Anakin would have to put his fledgling lightsaber skills to the test and go into harm's way. When he thought about it, he was never afraid to die in a fight. He had already been in a few life or death situations of his own, but here, looking at the lifeless body of Master Poof, death seemed to lose its appeal. Thank you so much for watching this video through to the very end. If you haven't had the chance, please remember to like, subscribe, and then comment if you want to be entered in our 10,000 subscriber giveaway. We're giving away an amazing saber forged lightsaber, so you definitely won't want to miss out. And it helps me on my 6 months journey to try and make this my full-time job. Thanks again for stopping by, and I'll see you again soon, here on Underrated Moments.